Hello, Bionicle fans! In the mythology of our favorite biomechanical beings who live, or should I say lived, inside a giant robot, there have been a flurry of stories that combine into an impressive and deep story. Bionicle is known for its lore and the characters that breathe it with life. However, some of those characters get the short fire sword. Some beings in this world get utterly squandered. This includes characters with little to no character development, or those who are underutilized or have no screen time. Friends, my name is TheShadowedOne1, and join me as we discover the top 10 wasted Bionicle characters. No drinking Antidermis. I mean, not that kind of wasted. Looking at you, Prutaka. This list comprises of Generation 1 characters only, and includes villains, heroes, and those in the middle. This list is my personal opinion, and facts are taken from the official Bionicle storyline. Let's get on with this pointless warning. At number 10, we have Botar. Botar was one of the Order of Matanui's most pivotal members. Botar came from a savage race of beings from the southern islands and served as the lawmaker for the organization. Botar took the irredeemable to the pit for their crimes and never failed to do so. The law is the will of Matanui. However, Botar was killed unceremoniously during the Federation of Fear arc by Makuta Icarax, and off-screen no less. Worse, he was just replaced by another of his own kind. I still feel his death was pointless and could have been avoided. Botar could have become an important figure during the Destiny War and beyond the end of G1's run. At number 9, we have Nocturne. The bioluminescent lummox sentenced to the pit for breaking his homeland in half. Nocturne was a four-armed, hideous being who aided the Baraki in their battle for the Mask of Life. He is stupid, simple-minded, and quick to anger, but he is one of the most dangerous warriors in the Matoran universe. Due to my personal love of Nocturne, I was heartbroken when he was killed by Hydraxan when he tried to escape the prison. Nocturne deserved more screen time in the lore and more character building. I would have loved to have seen him interact with the inhabitants of Spherus Magna. At number 8, we have Duma. Turaga Duma, as he is currently called, was once a Toa Fire who became the leader of Metra Nui. Duma was captured by Pterodax, who then imprisoned him to carry out his master plot to capture the Matoran of the city. Duma was eventually freed from his prison and helped rebuild Metra Nui until the Matoran could return from Matanui. And that's it. Duma really did nothing in the major story besides relay important exposition when Matanui was dying. He deserved to do more, but usually all the Turaga screen time went to Vakama, leaving Duma in the darkness. At number 7, we have Icarax. The Makuta of Kurzani was one of the Brotherhood of Makuta's most skilled and dangerous warriors. Only Pterodax could oppose him in combat, and the other Makuta knew this. Icarax had aspirations to rule the Brotherhood and try to sabotage Pterodax's plans. He was ultimately killed in Cardanui by the combined efforts of his own Makuta brothers. Problem is, Icarax was used sparingly in the books and mostly appeared in the serials. He was never given enough character development, and his clash for control with Pterodax could have evolved more. Plus, we never got to see the hand-to-hand combat skill that the other Makuta feared in story, and thus why Icarax is on this list. At number 6, we have Umbra. Umbra was one of the guardians of the Mask of Life on Voya Nui. Only the worthy would be allowed to pass if they could defeat him. Umbra could transform himself into a beam of pure light energy, and that's it. He's purely dedicated to his duty, and he's emotionless. That's his character. He served no other purpose in the story. His sole purpose was to guard the Ignika. After he was defeated by the Toa Inika, we never see or hear from him again, and such a misuse of what could have been a greater character. At number 5, we have Nektan. Nektan was one of the prime Skakti warlords on Zakaz, a Skakti of water who fought against Pterodax during his reign and later allied himself with the same Makuta during the final battle on Barra Magna. He had a brief skirmish with Toa Matatahu and was defeated. That was the story. Nektan was mentioned throughout the story many times, and a machine used by the Paraka was named after him. Nektan could become a massive villain during Bionicle's final days and the future, but it never happened, thus his entrance on this list. At number 4, we have Krika. One of the few sympathetic antagonists in the entire story of Bionicle, Krika is the definition of a doomed, tragic figure. Krika was a member of the Brotherhood of Makuta, and one of the few who opposed Pterodax's plan. Krika saw no good would come of it and tried to sabotage it when he could. Unfortunately, when he discovered the truth of Pterodax's betrayal and tried to warn his brothers, Gorax killed him. Krika is mostly on this list due to his popularity with the fanbase and how he was the only Makuta with a conscience, who had honor and saw the difference between right and wrong. He didn't want things that transpired to happen. He deserved more development and screen time in the books and serials, and it's still breaking that we never got to see more of him before his untimely demise, or demise at all. At number 3, we have Marindar. No image available because, well, he's a serial introduced character with no existing set. Marindar was created by the Great Beings as a failsafe against the possible uprising of Toa on Spherus Magna. Marindar is a living weapon, invulnerable to elemental powers, and said that no Toa could stand against it. Trouble is, it was mentioned in the Yesterday quest once, and we only see the aftermath of it breaking out of its prison on Barra Magna. Marindar is wasted only because of his potential in the story, and it is disappointing not seeing what this being could have become if Bionicle had continued. At number 2, we have Tirabamba. Yeah, I don't know either. I could have chosen 100 different Matoran who never got their dues, but Tirabamba, with his weird name and only one appearance to his name, was chosen. Tirabamba was a lava farmer on Matanui, and that's it. He did everything else in the story that every other Metronui Matoran did. Sorry, Tirabamba, but out of all the small guys, you had to be the chosen one to be most wasted. Honorable mentions, and there's a lot of them. In fact, one of these could have been number 1 or on this list. Let's begin. Atticus, Galu, Podu, Nikila, Vampra, Sidorak, Skadonius, Skurbrez, Tellerus, Spiria, practically all the Dark Hunters besides the Shadowed One, Strak, Photok, Antros, Krazani, Orcom, Varian, and so many more! Okay, let's get on with it. At number 1, and the most wasted Bionicle character is Perditus. Who? Well, he's a Glatorian from the Fire Tribe who drove a Thornatus V9 across Barra Magna and was a secret agent loyal to the evil Great Being Velika, and that's it. Perditus exists purely as a set, and the only part that mattered was his vehicle, which served more of a role than he did. Perditus never appeared in the official storyline or even in the serials. Adding to that, he's barely mentioned. Perditus could have been an important part of the 2009 story and following serials, but unfortunately those plans never happened, thus leaving us with the most wasted Bionicle character. And that concludes top 10 wasted Bionicle characters. What do you think of my list? What characters would you pick as the most underutilized or completely misused? Comment, like, subscribe, and share. It helps me out and pushes me to make more great content for you guys. See you next time.